Okay, here we go. I am prepping the car right now, plasti dipping my entire Tesla Model S. It's blue, gonna change it to black, because why not? So, let me kind of take you through some of what's going on here. Parts that have been a little funky. Down here, whoever designed this, seriously, you need a hobby, because this is some bullshit. So up here, I'm taping over everything I don't want to have to clean dip off of. So there's a seal here. So I'm going to tape over it into it. And I'm not terribly worried about a little bit of blue showing. Blue is a little bit more forgiving. If this was a white car, it'd be a pain. But so I'm going to try to tape some painter's tape into that. A little tip, if you have any tape in a funky spot, you want to wedge it in. Take one of these trim tools, plastic, move the tape around. That way you're not going to scratch anything. Just don't be a douche about it. You'll be fine. There you go. Alright, there it goes. It's done. Looks a little bit like Frankenstein's monster, but ain't going to be no dip on there. No way, no how. Found a little moisture, so we got to take care of it before we can do anything. Moisture is evil. That'll cause the plastic dip to pull back up. So we're going to take care of that here. Other than that, it's all taped up for the wheels. We're going to take care of that real quick here soon too. Got the popcorn eater here. Hey, how's the popcorn, Nevada? That good? Yeah. See how this thing goes in. Oh yeah, there we go. Number one. So far so good. Coat number 2, done. Alright, we're going to put on coat number 3. Now these coats are a little light. So it looks okay, but they sent 4 or 5 gallons of this stuff. We're doing real light coats. Gonna have to do a lot of coats to get on 4 gallons of the stuff. We're gonna put on coat 3 now. Number 3. Alright, that's coat number 3. Number 3. Number 4 if you're counting. Oh, number 4 I guess if I'm counting. You can still see some blue through it. Lots more left to do. Yeah. Number 5. This is number 5. Coat number 6 now. Coat number 7. number 7. Coat number, what, 7 or 8?
Yeah, 7. Lost count.
Coat number 7. I'm starting to lose count. Must be the fumes. 8 coats done. We are on the end of bucket number 3 on the floor. Coat number 9. You know what? It's not perfect. But you can't tell from here. And you can't tell from here. I guess you can kind of tell from here. But if I have people looking at my car like that, let them. Time for coat number 10. Alright, let's see if we can see this. Right here. A little tape job that got foobarred, but I got it. Stuff is pretty forgiving. I'm not going to blame my wife because you just don't do that, but she taped this part. That's okay. She's helping me out. And I love her and appreciate everything that she does for me and my family. So I'll take what I can get.
And she's never done it.
And she's never done it before, and I didn't even give her instructions. I just said tape it, and she's like, I got this. And I'm like, move faster, and she's all like, I'm doing all that I can, I love you, why don't you love me back? So yeah, going good. Okay, so we've got it fully dipped. Huzzah. But we need to clean the gun before we apply the glossifier top coat stuff. I don't have any paint thinner, so I gotta run to Wally World and grab some. Paint thinner in here and water to clear it. What's up, peeps? So I did a test thing and I went way too thick and it ran on the hood, and that's fine. But I'm gonna ask the wife here what she thinks. Do you think we should leave it matte? Like, does it look okay? Or would you prefer me to try to glossify it? Okay, so look at it here. Okay, is that, or it'll look like this. You see how it's kind of eggshell?
Okay, leave it matte. It's fine. I'm not the one that has to clean it. So you want to maintain this. That's fine.
It's gonna stay matte.
It's the one and only Digo Double G.
So lessons learned from plasti dipping a Tesla Model S. 1, make sure the car is super dry. I washed it in a garage, let it sit for 2 days, and there was still water and moisture because it wasn't baked by the sun. That ended up biting me at one point. I had to take some of the tape off and re-dry it, and then there were a couple spots down by the bumper where there was still some moisture, where the plasti dip actually started to peel. And so all I did to fix that is I took a little paintbrush and I dipped it in the plasti dip and I smeared it on the back of the plastic, and I push it up against it. It kind of works like glue. It's sticky, you know, where it helps to keep it stuck back into place. It's been 2.5 weeks since I noticed that, and driving it around a whole bunch, I haven't noticed it peeling up there again. Point number 2, repairing or touch-up is very easy. There were a couple spots I noticed right away where the tape had been up against the actual body. So all I did to touch those up is I poured a little bit of dip into a wide cup. I let it dry for a little bit so it was a little thicker, and then I brushed it over. So yeah, I took a paintbrush and I applied plasti dip using a paintbrush. But you know what? It's in some deep crevices of the front bumper where you can't even tell. And it's covered. The blue is covered. It looks great. You know, you can't tell unless you're down on your hands and knees looking at it. And you know, if you want to be down on your hands and knees looking at my car, go right ahead. Lesson learned number 3. I wish I would have done this right away when I got the car. I bought it in November, took a road trip to Arizona in January. There's rock chips all over the front of the car. I'll end up having to repaint the hood in order to clear it up. But if it was covered with 12 coats of plastic ahead of time, the paint would have been fine. So I wish I would have done it right away. I was apprehensive about trying something like this out, and there's no reason to be. It worked just fine, very forgiving, easy to apply. It only cost in dip $220 bucks or so to do. Yes, there was the gun. I spent $570 or so because I bought a whole extra can of dip I didn't need, and I bought the glossifier stuff, which I ended up not using, closer to $450 range, and have it done. And then if you want to dip it again after that, it's just the cost of the dip, which is closer to $200. So there's really no reason not to try it. Especially compared to a wrap. I got a couple estimates on the wrap. They wanted $4,500 to do it in a solid color. I know, a lot of people will say wrap versus dip, whatever. I just want to try it out, man. And for spending, $200, $300, $400 bucks to do it, this is a hell of a deal compared to a wrap. And when I'm done, I can peel it off. If I don't like how it's looking, I can peel it off. If I need to touch up a spot, I can do it with a brush. The stuff is so forgiving, and it looks fine. Anybody can really do it. Point number 4, next time I do it, I'm going to try to do thicker coats, thicker, wetter coats, as opposed to lots and lots of thin coats. I think if I would have done that, it wouldn't have eggshelled so much. Again, it's a matte color. It looks fantastic. There is a little bit of eggshell to it when you get up close and look at it, and that's what prevented me from putting the glossifier on. Thicker coats, it would have been a smoother finish, and I could have put the glossifier on without worrying about it looking eggshell glossy. We've got a Minnesota winter coming up here, so like my video, subscribe to it, and there will be updates coming to see how it looks like over the winter, and how it holds up to the cold and the elements and the crazy that is what we have to deal with in Minnesota for 5 months out of the year. So thanks for checking it out, and we'll see you later.